I always saw myself as a devoted and patient husband, someone who poured his heart into supporting his family and maintaining harmony at home. When I married Lila, I was captivated by the vision of our shared future. We crafted a life built on mutual trust, common aspirations, and the conviction that our bond was unbreakable. But gradually, things began to shift subtly at first. There were small, peculiar behaviors, unexplained late nights, a distant glaze in her eyes. I reassured myself it was nothing, just the pressures of life weighing on us. Unbeknownst to me, Lila was concealing a secret that would unravel everything. The truth crashed into me one evening when I stumbled upon something on her phone. I hadn't intended to pry, but curiosity overwhelmed me. There they were, messages from a stranger, a man I didn't know. The words were playful, intimate, and as I scrolled further, the reality hit hard. Lila wasn't just chatting with this man. She was involved with him. My heart plummeted. I couldn't fathom it. The woman I thought I knew, the one I'd vowed to love forever, was betraying me. For days, I paced the house, my mind replaying every moment, every sign I'd missed. How could I confront her? What could I possibly say? I didn't want to erupt in anger, but the fury inside me was relentless, impossible to contain. The first time I brought it up, Lila dismissed it, claiming it was a misunderstanding, nothing more. But I wasn't naive. I had proof, and deep down, I knew this wasn't something she could simply explain away. The days that followed were torturous, like living in a waking nightmare. I knew I had to act, but I refused to lose control. So I waited, plotting carefully. I decided I would reveal her true nature. Not just to me, but to everyone who mattered, those who saw her as the flawless wife, incapable of such deceit. The truth demanded to be exposed. I planned it with precision. The perfect moment, the perfect setting. A family gathering we'd been organizing for weeks. It was a dinner with her parents, her siblings, and a few close family friends. The ideal stage for what I had in mind. I knew it was a bold move, but I was beyond caring. I had to do this. The night arrived, and tension coiled tightly in my chest. Outwardly, I remained composed, chatting with guests, offering warm greetings, pretending all was well. But each time I caught Lila's eye, I saw the guilt flickering there, though she had no inkling of what was coming. As the meal drew to a close, I stood, wine glass in hand, and asked everyone to gather closer. Lila shot me a puzzled glance, likely expecting a sentimental toast. Instead, I pressed play on my phone. The room fell silent as a recorded voice message echoed through the air. Lila's voice, unmistakable, confessing to this man how much she cherished their moments together, how she longed to see him again. The words laid bare her affair, her betrayal, undeniable and stark. Lila's face drained of color, her eyes frantically scanning the room for an escape, but there was none. Her parents sat in stunned silence, her siblings frozen in disbelief, and her friends squirmed uncomfortably. She stammered, attempting to deflect, but the evidence was irrefutable. The silence that followed was suffocating. I couldn't bear to look at her anymore. The woman I'd loved, trusted, had revealed herself to be a stranger. The pain, the rage, the betrayal, it all surged within me. I turned to her family and declared, "I'm finished with this. I've had enough. I'm divorcing her and she's gone." Lila pleaded, begging me to reconsider, but my resolve was ironclad. There was no turning back. She had crossed a line too far. As her family sat, still reeling, I walked away from the table. Lila trailed after me, tears streaming, desperate, but I felt no pity. Not after her actions. I told her to gather her belongings and leave. There was no place for her in my life any longer. She tried to argue, but I was unmoved. The divorce papers would be filed the next day, I told her, and that was final. The weeks that followed blurred together. The house felt hollow without her. Yet, strangely, a burden began to lift from my shoulders. The betrayal stung, but exposing the truth had set me free in a way I hadn't expected. Lila reached out multiple times, seeking forgiveness, but I was done. I had seen her true colors, and I wouldn't allow her back into my life. The divorce was finalized swiftly, and I began to move forward step by slow step. Reflecting now, I have no regrets about exposing her in front of her family. It was a harsh blow for her, but it was the only way to make her grasp the magnitude of her actions. She lost everything: her marriage, her reputation, the trust of those closest to her, all because of one reckless decision. As for me, I learned a painful lesson about trust, but I came out stronger. Sometimes the truth must be laid bare, no matter how much it hurts. And sometimes, exposing that truth is the only way to reclaim your life.